My name is Ashley Hayes, and today I'm going to be talking about standardized testing. Originally, standardized testing was used to evaluate the effectiveness of the education system, but today it is used to find prodigies and out-of-the-box thinkers. So today I'm going to focus on why standardized testing is a good idea, why it is stressful, and why we should focus more on understanding the material and a little bit less on the technique. My first point is standardized testing is actually a great idea. It is reliable, objective, and non-discriminatory. Some positives from standardized testing is that most parents approve of required standardized testing. According to procon.org, 93% of studies found a positive effect in student achievement. This also pinpoints areas of improvement. It shows subjects that you're really good at. It also shows some subjects that you may want to go back and work on a little bit. It also teaches you how to think outside the box. In the test, it teaches you or tricks you that the right answer seems wrong. It also teaches you the most effective way to achieve the answer, which shows student performance. My second point is standardized testing can be stressful. It puts pressure on students, and getting a bad score can be very depressing. Most students are afraid that they won't get a good score. For example, my best friend, she cried the day before the test and threw up the day of because she was so nervous about the test. Also, parents have expectations. They expect you to get a good score because they paid a lot of money for your education. But the only way that you can get a good score is by learning the techniques for the specific test. They have created textbooks and classes and courses specifically for each test. But some of the times you have to take the test multiple times to get the score that you want, and it's really expensive. Colleges accept all scores depending on the school, but very good schools want high scores. The average SAT score is 1,000, but the acceptable SAT score is 1,200, which is about equivalent to a 74. Scholarships also depend on the score. If you have a really good score, you're going to get a really good scholarship. If you get a not so good score, you're going to get a small scholarship or not a scholarship at all. My third point is we need to focus more on understanding the material and less on the techniques. The SAT and the ACT are all about techniques. They've created tools specifically for the test. I took an SAT prep course, and all it did was teach me how to outsmart the test. But we need to focus more on the general knowledge instead of trying to think outside the box. Most of the questions that are on the test we actually never learned in school. For example, I finished math early in high school, but when I went to take the SAT, there were a lot of concepts on the test that I never learned in school. Also, the techniques only work for the test. They don't work anywhere else, which is why we need to focus more on understanding the material than learning these techniques. You can be very smart and still get a low score. I took the SAT and the ACT and still made the lowest acceptable grade. You have to be very smart to get a good SAT or ACT score. Standardized testing is supposed to be on the information that you learned. So why do we have standardized tests that don't evaluate what we've learned in high school? Every student should be able to take the standardized test without difficulty because we've already learned the information. So in conclusion, standardized testing needs to be based more on the information that you learn in school. It's supposed to show your academic progress, not being able to find a needle in a haystack. I believe standardized testing could be useful, but I do not agree with standardized testing today. With some changes, standardized testing could be more effective as a whole.